was about to apologize for looking like shit, but I'm not gonna apologize for that. I look fine. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you mascara, internet. I don't owe you lip gloss. Deal with it. Okay, that's how I stretch my face out for talking on the internet. As you can see, I am in special form today because we had a lot of people at our house for a lot of days, and it was really fun, but also really crazy, and I am very tired. So I'm reporting today from office bed, or bed office. The beauty of laptops. You got the whole World Wide Web here. Okay, so today I want to talk about fair use because I was really confused about it, and I had this great idea for another video about the medium is the message. Or no, the media is the message by Marshall McLuhan. And then I saw that someone else has already had a thought piece about that, of course, because it's the internet and everyone has already thought of everything. He was using the original content. And I was like, man, I gotta get to the bottom of this fair use business because I would love to use other people's videos in my videos when I'm talking about them, but I'm scared of getting arrested. So I thought that it might be useful for me to figure out what's going on with fair use and then share it with you, my other fellow video makers. Here's what I learned. It's very confusing. Number one, there's no clear laws. I was really hoping that I would find a black and white line. You can use 30 seconds or 30%, or it has to be changed at least 40% different than the original. None of those things hold true. Basically, you need to be bringing something new to the message. So if you are communicating a new perspective or initiating a new conversation about a material, you are allowed to use a reasonable amount of that footage in your footage in order to begin that conversation or to illustrate your point, which is kind of not very clear. Or is it just me? That's probably why a lot of people are scared to incorporate other people's footage because they're not trying to get sued. And they're certainly not trying to pay a lawyer, $500 just to ask a question about it. But there's a couple of good articles that I found that could be helpful on this if it is something that you are interested in. Adweek has a good one. YouTube, of course, has a very good FAQ about it, and I will link to both of those below. But basically, what you need to be concerned about is, are you using a reasonable amount of footage in order to start a new conversation? And then that's why people can do things like movie reviews or take news images, and Let's Plays are covered in this. All those things technically are gray areas because it's really a matter of whether or not the people who own the content feel offended enough to go out of their way to hire a lawyer and track you down, and whether or not you can make a case for it being covered under fair use exception. Of course, we know for music, they're very strict about these things. Record labels are, because they chase after you right away, but maybe you could cover the music if you really want to use it and you have the musical aptitude in order to do that. But if they wanted to, they could still track you down for it. And it seems like the first thing that happens, as long as you're crediting the artist, is that they would ask you to take it down, in which case I would recommend you do that. So I recommend, if this is something that you're interested in, that you experiment a little bit, give attribution, be generous with attribution and where you got it, and see how far you can go. That might be bad advice, but in general, I think it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. That's probably terrible advice. You should just stop watching now.